So in this video, we are going to cover 3 halal online businesses that you can go ahead and get started with today as a complete beginner with $0. Now, for the first and the last business that I mentioned in this video, I have recorded 2 courses that go into detail on both of these businesses. So if you decide to do either or, I recommend that you check those links in the description before you go ahead and buy a course. And lastly, if you find this video helpful, please do consider subscribing to the channel and turning on your notifications so that you don't miss any future videos. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the video. So the 3 halal online businesses that one can go ahead and get started with today. The first thing I want to go over is getting started as a beginner, because some of you guys might watch this video and might be discouraged because you have no past experience. So I want to go ahead and address that. Regardless, if you know how to deliver any of the services that we're going to go ahead and list below, or maybe you don't, what you need to understand is that even as a complete beginner, you can still go ahead and offer these services as a complete beginner by leveraging the contractor arbitrage model. And the whole idea here with the contractor arbitrage model is that you are hiring someone who is far more experienced than you at your current skill level, and you're delegating these services to them while you, as the business owner, focus on sales and operations. And there's going to be more information on that link down below. A video will be in the description, which you can go ahead and learn more about the contractor arbitrage model, where to hire these people from, how much to pay them, the websites to look for, the questions to ask when vetting them, how to conduct an onboarding call, all that stuff. We'll have a video linked in the description. So the first thing you need to keep in mind is that even if you are a complete beginner, do not be discouraged. Use the contractor arbitrage model. That way you as a complete beginner can still provide value to your customers and ensure great results, because you will be delegating the services to someone else who will be doing the services on your behalf, while you, again, as the business owner, focus on the biggest force multipliers, which is going to be sales and operations. So now that we have gotten that out the way, let's go ahead and talk about the first business, which is the short form content agency. Now, this business can pay you anywhere from $50 a reel all the way to $2,000 a month. Just for context, guys, 2 of these businesses that I'm telling you about, I have full courses on them on YouTube. So don't go and buy courses, because I literally give you guys all this information for free on YouTube. For example, if we go ahead and take a look at this right here, this is a video that I uploaded about a year ago. It's gotten 1.6K views, so not that many views, but it's 2 hours long, okay? And in this video, I break down exactly how to start a short form content agency step by step. I provide you everything. If you take a look here, we have timestamps giving you a business overview, short form content business model, optimizing your outreach, finding leads. Everything that you need will be linked down here. So I definitely recommend that you go ahead and check this out if this is a business you want to do. Again, I have a full 2-hour course on YouTube, which you can go ahead and get access to. So let's go ahead and talk more about this. Well, when you are starting a short form content agency, you are editing short form content specifically for Muslim coaches and or creators. Now, these businesses or creators need content for their personal brand, and they don't have the time, nor do they have the experience to go ahead and edit this content. You just need to make sure, as a Muslim or trying to start a halal online business, you need to make sure that the people you are working with are people who are looking for music-free content. And we can take a look at some examples. Okay, so for example, on my Instagram, if you go to my Instagram, I don't have no music on my content. Okay, I have a video editor who edits my content for me, and basically shoot the content, I give it to them, and they edit it. And there's no music. So let's say, for example, you were starting a short form content agency and you pitched me as a client and you end up working with me. Well, the content, there's going to be no music on it. So you would get paid to edit this content. Just keep in mind that there are businesses, okay, that are going to want music, and if you know, music is unlawful. You listening to music is one thing, but then when you are editing content and it's being seen by hundreds of thousands of people, then you are getting a sin for every person that listens to that music. So my advice would be to find people who actually don't want music on their videos. That way you do not, and getting sins for everyone that listens to your video. So that's one example of me. Here's another example. This is actually one of my clients, Zad Institute, and my sister actually edits his content for him. Okay, so he's a brother that teaches people how to read Arabic and Tajweed, and part of me being able to run ads for him and get him people to sign up to his program, we need to create content. We got to create content that nurtures his people, that shows them exactly how he can help them. And he's a perfect example of someone who you should be looking for. You should be looking for these type of people who, again, are Muslims who do not want music on their content. So as you can see here, this is content that personally my sister edits for him, and she gets paid to edit this content for him. Okay, so that is the whole idea here, guys, is that you want to find coaches or creators, most likely Muslims. There's probably some non-Muslims that don't want music, but I'm pretty sure most of them would want music on their videos. So you want to look for Muslim coaches and creators that don't want music on their videos. That way, again, you don't get sins for everyone that listens to the videos. So those are just two examples, okay? And there's many coaches out there, right? There's many people like myself. There's many people like Zad Institute that need this content. All right. So how do you get started with this? Okay, if you're like, I want to do this, how do you get started with this? Well, again, you can go ahead and watch the 2-hour course that I just mentioned that I have for free for you guys on YouTube. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and break down a few points that you need to do. Number one is going to be service delivery. Okay, so if you have experience, then you can skip to point number two. If you have experience with editing videos, then you don't need to listen to this first part. But if you don't, and you don't know how to edit videos, you've never did it before, we're going to need to delegate the service to someone else who can do this. Okay, and again, in the video that we mentioned in the description, I show you exactly how to find these people. But to give you an idea here, you can find such talent using websites like onlinejobs.ph, Fiverr, Facebook groups, or even Instagram hashtags. You can search short form content editors, or just search keywords where you will find video editors, preferably people in quote unquote third world countries where they don't ask for too much, right, in terms of like the pay. For example, if you were to hire someone from the US, you would probably pay them like $2,000 a month because that's what the average salary is, versus someone in, let's say, India, Pakistan, where the average salary is $200 and you can pay them, let's say, $400, which is a better income for them than what their country has to offer, but it's also cost effective for you as the agency owner. So the service delivery, you have to ensure that you can deliver great results for your customers. If you don't know how to edit videos, then what you can do again is find people to delegate the services to, people that will edit the videos for you, and your job would again just be sales and operations. That's the first point. Second point is, how do you get clients? So how do you actually go ahead and get clients for your short form content agency? Well, you need to make a list of potential prospects and just reach out to them. Okay, you can use hashtags. For example, you can search Muslim entrepreneur or Arabic teacher or Tajweed teacher, or certain keywords that you know Muslim coaches or creators will use. You can search these on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure you'll get a bunch of different people who are using these hashtags who could be potential customers. Okay. The other thing I recommend is that you use the IG suggested feature. So here you can find ideal client and check their suggested users underneath their profile. So if you go to Instagram and let's say you find someone, let's say in this case you go to Zad Institute. I don't recommend you reach out to Zad Institute because he won't work with you as a client because he already has someone who edits his videos. But if you go here and you click follow, you will see here you're going to get suggested users. So I guess it didn't bring it up. Let's see. Okay, so when you click follow, it should show you suggested users. Maybe it works on mobile app. Let's try to unfollow and follow again. What happens is when you follow someone, it will go ahead and it will tell you other people like this person that you just followed. Let's see if we do it again. So it didn't do it, but I think you have to do it on mobile. When you click follow, it'll give you suggested users, and it'll give you users that are like this person that you just followed. So in the example of Zad Institute, he is a brother that teaches people how to read Arabic and Quran properly. So if you followed him and you looked at his suggested users, it's going to most likely find you other people like him, meaning other people that do what he does, okay, or other creators that are in the similar field, which again will give you a list of other potential people that you can go ahead and reach out to. So that is the Instagram suggested feature. It's actually really great, and I'm pretty sure you can find lots of people that way. And you're going to rinse and repeat the same process. Let's say from Zad you found 10 people. You go ahead and rinse and repeat the same process for each 10 people that you find, and you'll have a whole bunch of people at that point. What I recommend, guys, is that you track all your outreach efforts. Okay, so you can use something like the lead tracker here that we have for the brothers that are in our consulting program, which basically tracks how much outreach they're doing, and it just has a whole bunch of really great way to actually track the metrics. So make sure that you're tracking your outreach, the people that you are outreaching to, the people that you're finding. That is finding clients, number 2. So value proposition is going to be number 3. So you need to understand that the value proposition you will be presenting to your prospects to get them to agree to work with you. So you have to understand, you have to provide people value in order for them to pay you money. And you can identify this by understanding the problems that they are facing and how this, in this case, short form content, is the solution. So when you approach someone, you're not just telling them like, hey, let me edit videos for you. It's like you have to tell them why you should edit videos for them and why this is actually important. Okay, you have to have an understanding of why they need this value that you are presenting to them. if I can give you an example, okay, in the case of Zad Institute, or even in my case, okay, I'm running a business. I'm using Instagram, my personal Instagram, specifically for the consulting business, where I am helping other Muslim entrepreneurs like yourself start their own agency. Which, by the way, if you are interested in looking how to start your own agency, whether it's short form, whether it's paid ads, whether it's AI automation, YouTube, there's going to be a link down below where you can learn more about how I can help you one-on-one, step-by-step over Zoom. But nonetheless, in my case, people are going to come to my Instagram and they need to see how I can help them, okay? And guess what? If I don't have content on my Instagram, then people won't know exactly who I am and how I can help them. And quite frankly, they might think that I am a scam like everything else that's going on with social media nowadays, with all these gurus popping up promising that they can generate you or they can help you become a millionaire overnight. Okay, so content helps my audience understand who I am, how I can help them, and that I'm legit and that what I'm doing here can actually benefit them. The same exact thing with Zad Institute. In the case of Zad Institute, it's great you have a program and it's great that it can help people, but if you are not putting content together that actually nurtures people, that actually shows them how they can achieve the desired outcome they're looking for, which in his case, it's learning Arabic and Tajweed. It's in my case, building a halal online business that will give you financial freedom, location freedom, and freedom of choice. Our conversion rate will be much lower because we're not addressing these things and we're not putting out content that helps people understand how we can help them. So in the case of Zad Institute, he's putting together content that shows mistakes when pronouncing certain letters. He's telling them how to properly recite the Quran. He's putting out content that will actually help his audience. So when you are approaching people, you need to understand the value proposition. You need to understand the problems that they are facing and how short form content could address that solution. Okay, so you have to make sure you have a value proposition, guys, because if you can't articulate the value to the customers, then they simply just will not work with you. Number 4 is going to be outreach. Okay, so now that we have identified your value proposition, a list of prospects, and someone to delegate the services to, you need to make contact with prospects. You've set all these up. Now you got to get people to actually go ahead and book a call with you to eventually buy your services. And I don't want you to be discouraged when you reach out to 20 to people or so and they're not interested. The idea here is to be consistent, and it's in a numbers game. Okay, understand that. Volume negates luck. Eventually, someone will take you up on your offer and would be willing to pay you for your services. Just because you reached out to a few people and they said no does not mean that you should stop. It's all about being consistent. Okay, now you need to put together an outreach message. This is just something that I've put together just to kind of give you guys an idea of what you can send. Again, this is going to be specific to the person you're outreaching to and exactly what they do. So for example, here's a message which is Assalamu alaikum. Here you put their name. You say, I imagined I came across your profile and mashallah, your content looks great. I think adding subtitles and improving your edits could make your content even better. I'd love to discuss how I can help you attract and engage more clients with these enhancements. So let's say, for example, you're reaching out to Zad Institute and his old content. If we take a look at his old content, you see his old content here, it had no subtitles. So if we just take a look at one of these videos, it had absolutely no subtitles. And this is not as engaging. Even though the information is great, it's not as engaging. There's no edits. It's just him in front of the camera with no subtitles. And as you can see by default, the videos are in mute. So having subtitles will be much better. So imagine you send this message to someone like Zad Institute and you tell them, great content. Of course, only say that if the content is great. But nonetheless, look at this compared to, if we take a look at another video, let's have a look at, let's say, for example, this video. You'll see there's a huge difference with a video that has subtitles and a video that does not have subtitles. It's more engaging, right? And people can essentially understand what he's talking about even if they have the audio muted, okay? So that is a message that you can send. Again, it would be specific to the person you're sending it to. This is just to give you an idea. So that is the first business, guys, which is short form content agency. And again, here you can get paid anywhere from $50 a reel all the way to $2,000 a month. To give you guys an example, I have paid $120 for the most expensive reel that I've had edited, which was about 45 seconds long, $120 per reel. Now, when you start out, you can do $10, you can do $20, you can do $30. It really just depends on how well the edit is. But you can either charge per reel, or you can say $2,000 a month and I'll give you 20 reels. So this is just to give you an idea of how much money can be made with this. And if you guys are like, oh man, I can't do this, I'm telling you guys, my sister, she does this, and she's someone that works from home. right? So if she can do it, you're probably a Muslim male watching this video. I'm pretty sure that you can do the same as well, okay? So that is the first business, short form content agency. Now, if you are not into the short form content where you're like, man, I don't want to edit content, it's just not something that I like to do, well, guess what? I got a couple more options for you. The next thing is going to be email marketing. And over here, you can make really anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 a month, okay? And more. This is just to give you an idea. Now, personally, at my agency, SF Analytica, I have generated over $10 million for my e-commerce clients, all through email marketing. This is outside of paid ads that we've done for them. Email marketing is a service that virtually every e-commerce business needs. It's not a want. It's not a must. It's not a luxury to have. It's a need. Okay. If they don't have this in their business, then they're literally leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. So every business, e-commerce business that knows what they're doing needs email marketing. In e-commerce, people will not always buy the product for the first time they land on a website. Some people will add the product to cart, others will check out but don't buy, and some will buy for the first time and want to purchase again. Email marketing allows e-commerce businesses to generate on average 30% of their revenue from these types of people. The problem here is that businesses don't have the time or the experience to do this themselves. You can offer this as a service to e-commerce or any business who can attract customers through email. So e-commerce businesses, they need this and they don't have the time or the experience to do so. You can go ahead and offer this as a service to them. Now let's talk about how you can actually get started with this. Well, it's very much similar to the short form content. The first thing we're going to talk about is delegating, because I assume you watching this video have no knowledge on how to do email marketing effectively. And that's fine. Again, you literally can get started today by leveraging the contractor arbitrage model. And you can go ahead and find such talent as we have explained on websites like onlinejobs.ph, Fiverr, or Facebook groups. And we'll have a video. The first link in the description will break this whole thing down on exactly how you can use the contractor arbitrage model. Let's talk about finding clients, which is number 2. So you can make a list of potential prospects you want to reach out to. Again, you can use Instagram hashtags. In this case, let's say you use the keyword modest fashion. So I've worked with a few modest fashion brands, and modest fashion is like Islamic clothing for women. So that would be a hashtag that you can use. You'll find a bunch of e-commerce brands that way. And any hashtag that you think e-commerce brands will use. Okay, you can do that. Just search by hashtags on Instagram. You also have the Instagram suggested feature. Here you can find any ideal client and check the users underneath their profile, just like we explained to you with Zad Institute, where you can follow a brand and then from there it'll show you suggested users. And then honestly, you can even use something like Fiverr, where you can buy these leads directly from someone who will scrape the leads for you and just give you 500, 1,000, even 2,000 leads, okay? So finding clients really won't be that complicated, whether you do it free yourself or pay someone to scrape these leads for you. Number 3 is going to be outreach. So now that you have identified the list of prospects and you have someone to delegate the services to, you need to make contact with potential prospects, very much like we explained earlier. Now, here is another message, just to give you guys an example of a message that you can go ahead and send. You'll say something around the lines as Assalamu alaikum, and then here you'll say the brand name. My name is Majid. I came across your profile and realized that you are not leveraging email marketing. I'm willing to handle your email marketing and work with you on a percentage basis. This means that the amount of money you pay me will be based on the total revenue I generate you per month. Nothing more, nothing less. Just an FYI, on average, an e-commerce store should be generating 30% of their total revenue from email. And if you're not utilizing email marketing, then you are leaving thousands of dollars every single month on the table from people who are hitting your website and unaware of the products that you sell. And are aware of the products that you sell. So this is, again, just an example message that you can send out. Guys, when you're doing outreach, you want to be direct, okay? Don't beat around the bush. I get at least 1 to 2 messages a day from people that pitch me things, and I'm like, oh my God, I know this is a pitch. Like, dude, just get to the point. What is it that you are selling me? If you send a message like this, of course, not everybody will reply back to it, but it's direct. I actually will respect this more. All right, someone has something and they pitch me and they're very direct and forward with me, I would respect it more, because guess what? I don't have time to waste to keep going back and forth with you. Tell me what it is that you want. If I'm interested, I'll reply back to you. All right, so be as direct as you can. And again, I recommend you're using a tracker, something like this. That way you are tracking your outreach efforts. So that is email marketing, guys. Okay, this is another great business. Again, I think it's really great. I personally, like I said, have generated over $10 million for my e-commerce clients, and all of this has came through email marketing. So the third business is going to be a social media marketing agency. This is exactly the same business I've been running since 2018 and is the same business that I currently consult over 55 Muslim brothers like yourself watching this video. Personally, I think this is by far the best business that one can go ahead and get started with. Now, with this business, it can generate you anywhere from 1.5K a month, so 1,500, all the way to $50,000 a month and more. Of course, you can generate 100,000, 200,000, but I'm just keeping it realistic here for you guys of what you could generate monthly within the first year of running this. Now, for context, you guys, I have an entire course on this for free on YouTube. It's an hour and 43 minutes, and it will be linked in the description. You can go ahead and watch it. We literally break everything down step by step in this video. So if you are interested in learning how you too can start your own marketing agency and actually get step-by-step game plan, go ahead and watch this free guide on YouTube without the need to go ahead and buy a course, because we literally broke everything down in this video. Okay, but for the sake of this video, I still want to go ahead and cover exactly what is a marketing agency and essentially how you can get started with that in this video. So again, this is the business that I have been running since 2018, and it's the same exact business that I consult over. Right now, I think we're at 50. When I put together this document, we were at only 35. About 50 Muslim brothers, again, like yourself watching this video, on exactly how they can go ahead and start their own marketing agency and make an income from anywhere in the world. Just to give you guys some context, I'm recording this video here in Cairo, Egypt. I've been here for almost 3.5 years, just going back and forth from here to the US, and that's the beauty about starting a marketing agency or really any online business, is that you can work from anywhere. You are your own boss. You can work from anywhere in the world as long as you have a laptop and Wi-Fi access. And for me, I think more than how much I'm able to make with this business, the biggest blessing that I've had is being able to work from anywhere. Okay, like I'm in a Muslim country here with a few of my family members, and it's amazing. It's literally like priceless being able to work from anywhere. And in my case, I love Egypt. I love being in a Muslim country, being close to everything, hearing the adhan, being able to walk to the masjid, and just being around other Muslims and contributing to the Muslim economy, I think is really amazing compared to, let's say, that of the US. And the US is great. I love the US, but it does not compare to Egypt when it comes to certain things. Now, the whole idea with SMA or a marketing agency is that you are helping other businesses, whether they are online or physical, generate more leads or sales through social media. The primary service that you're offering here is paid ads. There's all types of marketing agencies, guys. You got YouTube automation, you got AI automation, you have social media, right? But in this video in particular, I'm just going to refer to paid ads, but just know that there's all types of agencies that you can start. And out of the 50 brothers, we have people, majority of them are doing paid ads, but we have people that are doing AI automation, and we have people that are also doing YouTube automation as well. So it's not necessarily just social media. You can start a marketing agency around any service for that matter. Now, again, I won't go too much into detail because it literally will take me a long time to break everything down, which is why I have the 2-hour video breaking everything down for you linked in the description. So rather than me selling you on why it's the best business model, you can go ahead and watch that video and learn and get started for yourself. But I still want to go over a few points. So why should you do this? Why do I think that starting a marketing agency is one of the best businesses that one can start? Well, number one, it has high profit margins, anywhere from 50 to 95%. And it has high profit margins because you are not selling or buying products, rather you are selling a service. Okay, if let's say you're doing drop shipping, you have to buy the product and you have to hope people buy the product from you. With a service-based business, you're offering a service. If, let's say, you can't get a customer for a month or two, you're not going to break the bank because you are not spending money on the service, right? Unlike buying products, selling products, having inventory. With a marketing agency, it has high profit margins because number one, you're selling a service, and number two, you have very few costs compared to, let's say, buying a product where you buy it for 30 and then you got to sell it for 60, 70. So already you have half of your margins cut off. So it has really great profit margins, guys. So even as a complete beginner, you can make this work because there are literally thousands of people who have been doing this for years and have generated millions of dollars online and are willing to be hired to deliver the services for your clients. Okay, there's so many people in these quote unquote third world countries who have no aspirations of starting their own business. They just want a job where they can work from home. And these guys have been doing it for a long time, and what you can do is hire them to deliver the services on your behalf. Again, the video in the description will break that in more detail. So point number two is that it can easily be scalable. Point number three is that there's huge demand. Okay, understand that every single business, big and small, can use the services of a marketing agency. If a business does not generate more leads or sales, then they will cease to exist. So it's not like we're doing drop shipping where we're selling like dog collars or we're selling this like trendy phone case. It's like People don't need these things, right? Some people might buy them, but people don't need them. Well, guess what? With a marketing agency, every single business, I don't care if they are the biggest or the smallest, they need the services of a marketing agency. Granted, they might hire people internally and do it, but every business needs marketing. Every business needs sales and leads, because if they're not getting sales and leads, then they're just going to close their doors. Okay. So there's a huge demand, and there will always be a huge demand. It is the one thing that no matter how advanced AI gets, it will not replace, because there will always be a demand for businesses to attract more customers. And that is the third point. And that is why there is a huge demand for a marketing agency services. So those are the three businesses, guys. Number one, as we mentioned, is going to be short form content. Number two is going to be email marketing. And then number three is going to be starting a marketing agency. As you probably already know, I told you a marketing agency is the best business that one can start. Some might say that I am biased in that, and maybe so, but generally I think it's by far the best business that one can start, because not only does it pay you monthly every single month, but it is something that you can do from anywhere in the world, something that you can delegate, and it has high profit margins. With that said, both the link to that video on how to start your own Halal online business, which in this case would be specifically a marketing agency, I have an hour and 43-minute course, is going to be linked down below. But maybe you are like, I like the idea of the short form content. Well, guess what? There's going to be a link in the description as well to a 2-hour and 6-minute course. My advice, guys, is if you're looking to get started with any of these businesses, do not go ahead and buy a course. Rather, take a look at these videos. You have nothing to lose. They are free, and get started with that. And if you are someone who's like, this is really great, man, I just wish I had a mentor, someone who can help me, essentially someone who can guide me and hold my hand step by step, then I would like to go ahead to invite you to check out our consulting program. Again, I don't sell these courses. I give them to you guys all for free here on YouTube. But if you are looking for a mentor, someone who can hold your hand and guide you step by step, then that is something that I do sell. And I would love for you to be one of the many brothers that are in our consulting agency who I am helping one-on-one and step by step build their own Halal online business. That way you can go ahead and save months, if not years, of trial and error. But if you are not in a place to invest, that's totally fine. Go ahead and take advantage of these free resources. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.